Adventurers, welcome back. There were some delays, but this is the second episode of the Expedition 33 Secrets and Loot Guide. Today, I will be covering the Spring Meadows area, where you start the game on the continent. Sorry about the low graphic settings. This is the best my system can handle. Alright, let's get started. If you walk towards the waterfall behind the starting point, you can grab 180 chroma at the base of it. Once you progress through the game, you will find a cave filled with a bunch of dead people. In here, you will encounter an enemy that you have to fight, which will drop your first Pictos. The name of the Pictos is Dodger, and it is impossible to miss. If you go past the first flag and enter this open area, you will find 2 Lanceram. These guys will drop a new weapon for Gustav. It is called Lanceram. If you walk up the hill on your right side, after the fight, you can find another 180 chroma. Drop down and walk forward, and you will find another Pictos on your right side. This one is called Critical Burn. If you walk further, you can find another cliff you can climb. This will be on your left side. There will be another 180 chroma at the top waiting for you to grab. There will be a chroma catalyst lying around on the right side of the entrance to the abandoned house. Once you go upstairs, walk to your right side and jump down. You can loot an energy tint shard here. If you walk out of here, you can loot another 360 chroma at the edge of the cliff on the right side. Then you can go to the next flag. You can find another 180 chroma at the edge of the cliff behind the flag. There will be another 180 chroma under the cliff on the opposite side. There will be another 180 chroma under the tree behind the nearby Lanceram. If you look up from here, there will be a grapple point you can use. At the very end of this area, you will find another one of those mimes you can fight. This mime will drop 2 cosmetic items for Gustav. They are part of the Baguette costume set. This haircut will make Gustav look a bit like Daredevil. Now you can go back to the flag and fight the big guy next to it. Behind him, you can find a color of Lumina under a tree. There will also be a chroma catalyst under a rock on the opposite side. When you go further up, you will come across a chromatic Lanceram on the left side of the path. He will drop a Pictos called Augmented Attack. There will also be a weapon upgrade to Lanceram for Gustav. Additionally, there will be 2 chroma catalysts and 5 colors of Lumina. You can loot another 180 chroma right behind him. Once you go up the next cliff, walk forward to find another cliff you can jump down. There will be another 720 chroma waiting for you to loot down here. When you get to the next area, there will be a big guy on the right side of the path. You can find another 180 chroma right behind him. When you climb up and come across the first journal, you will find one of those paint spikes in the corner. You can't break these paint spikes until you reach Act 2 of the game, so I won't show you what's behind them until these guides reaches Act 2. Once we reach Act 2, I will cover how to get the ability to break them and show all the paint spike locations from Act 1 in one video. Once you go past the flag here, you will reach a new open area. Go to the left from here, and you will find another Pictos called Burning Shots on the cliff. If you walk to the right side from the entrance, you can find another Pictos called Dead Energy 2 at the end of the cliff area. When you jump down to the lower level in this area, the first abyss you fight will drop the weapon, Lighterim for Lune. Right below the entrance at the lower level, you can find a color of Lumina behind the abyss in the corner. Another color of Lumina will be under the bridge. If you move a little bit further in this direction, you can find an item called Resin at the end of the path behind another abyss. You can give this to the white Neverone at the flag and light his torch. Make sure not to fight any of these white Neverones, because you can get a valuable reward by helping them later in the game. The next item is a chroma catalyst located right behind the abyss on the cliff next to the bridge. Drop down from here and head into the narrow path to find a revived Tint shard right next to another paint spike. Go back and turn left to access the next flag on top. In here, you will fight the final boss of this area. He will drop a new Pictos called Cleansing Tint, along with 3 chroma catalysts and a recoat. If you walk past the message, you can find a new Pictos called Empowering Attack at the edge of a tree branch. Use the drop down from here and walk around the tree, and you will find another color of Lumina at the edge of a cliff below the tree. These are all the loot items you can find in the Spring Meadows area in Act 1. I will also show you a couple of items you can loot once you get out of Spring Meadows, before entering the next part of the game. There is a color of Lumina right behind the enemy group on the right side of the exit. On the very left edge of this area, there is another color of Lumina you can loot. The first abyss you fight in this area will drop the weapon upgrade, Lighterim for Lune. There is a switch you can use to activate a bridge for easy access in the middle of this area. There is a color of Lumina right next to the bridge that you can grab. There is a breakable terrain on the left side that you can access as you progress through the game. I will cover that when this guide reaches that point in the game. Until then, these are all the loot items you can access in Spring Meadows and the surrounding area on the continent. Adventurers, stay tuned for the Flying Waters secrets and loot guide next. Have fun with Expedition 33. You can also watch this other video while you wait.